There are less than 2 months left in the regular season, and so another pivotal Big Ten series is upon us. Tonight, two teams on the brink of the top 20 take the ice as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish host the Penn State Nittany Lions. And so we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth at the Compton Family Ice Arena. Tony Simeone alongside the 14-year NHL man Steve Conroy. Happy to have you with us for what should be a really exciting and important two-game series here in South Bend. Steve, Notre Dame last weekend snapped an important three-game losing streak with a win against Ohio State. A big reason why was Patrick Moynihan started to score, and when he scores, Notre Dame has been really effective this year.
Yeah, pretty impressive record when he does hit the score sheet. You mentioned the weekend he had against Ohio State, 1 goal and 3 assists. He's got quick hands, and he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's willing to go to those tough areas. And you see the record for Notre Dame, 4-1-0 when he records when he scores a goal. The key to his game is being intense, and head coach Jeff Jackson talked to us about that. He says when he finds that hot button, when he plays with jam, when he plays intensity, he can be one of the best players on the ice. And of course, playing with Cole Knuble and Landon Slaggert, probably the top line for the Fighting Irish. He's a real key important part of this team.
He's been a big reason why they've had success this year. For Penn State, you go back to last year, they came within overtime of going to the Frozen Four. You look at what they did, they reloaded in a big way, brought in some really talented freshmen. The guy that leads the way right now is Aiden Fink.
We had an opportunity, Tony, to talk to him before the game, and I just love his personality. I love his attitude. And that's what his head coach, Guy Godowski, said. He said he brings a mentality to this team. He's got a long stick. And you mentioned just a freshman, but he'll go to those tough areas, too. He'll skate to traffic. I love the way he skates. In fact, he told us his favorite player, Matthew Barzal of the New York Islanders, he tries to copy his game. I see a little bit of Barzal in him. Really impressive to see that he leads this team in points as a freshman. He is a big part of their offense.
Should be fun to watch this weekend in a series that could determine how both teams come down the home stretch of the season. 3 Big Ten points are on the line in Game 1 between Notre Dame and Penn State. Notre Dame and Penn State, boy, do both teams need a big weekend here to jumpstart what could be a push towards the postseason. Ryan Bischel, the reigning Big Ten Goaltender of the Year on the left. His numbers maybe a smidge below last year, but still very good this year. Goaltending's been a story on the right, Steve. Noah Grannon starts tonight. Liam Souliere, who led them almost to the Frozen Four, to overtime of a regional final, has certainly struggled this year. Grannon gets the start. We'll see what he has in relief today.
Yeah, and an opportunity for Grannon to maybe grab the net. I think it's up for grabs right now at Penn State, and if he has a good weekend here in South Bend, the net could be his.
Hard to look away from the numbers. Penn State last in the country between Souliere and Grannon in net in team save percentage. 64 out of 64 to begin the year. See if they can turn it around this weekend. They're coming off a sweep at the hands of Michigan State last weekend. Irish got a split against Ohio State, snapping their 3-game losing streak as a puck is loose in the slot for a quick shot that was saved by Bischel. Couldn't find the rebound, and less than a minute in, that was Jacques Boucaud who had a chance, and then Bischel takes a spill in his own paint.
Well, it's a good thing Hunter Strand was right on the doorstep, because that puck, I believe, was in behind the skate of Ryan Bischel. Strand picked it up, made sure the goalie didn't kick it into his own net. That was Janaev, and we'll be calling his name a lot tonight. Janaev with a real quick shot in the slot.
We'll see how this shakes out tonight. Penn State, of course, over the years known for their ability to shoot pucks on net. 39.5 shots per game is what they average. They have the top shots on goal margin in the country, outshooting opponents throughout the year by 12.7 shots per game, but they've been outshot, Steve, in 3 of their last 5. They've lost 4 of their last 5 as well.
Well, they're a fun team to watch. They're run and gun, and Guy Godowski would be the first to tell you that he doesn't put any type of handcuffs on his players. He wants them to be good defensively, but he'll let them be as creative and as offensive as they want.
Yeah, 12th season for Guy Godowski in charge of this Penn State hockey program. Have made a name for themselves. Kind of that run and gun style, but the last couple years they've been much more sound defensively. As Tanner Palisic skates in behind the line, sends it out for a shot from Dylan Gratton that tips up over the bar, and the rebound comes back out to the slot for a quick shot from Christian Sarlo that comes out to the line. Early on here, opening 2+ minutes, Penn State's had the edge.
Well, they have, and they've come as advertised. Run and gun, a lot of pucks towards the net. And Ryan Bischel under siege a little bit, but you know, the thing about Bischel, always calm, cool, and collected.
Xander Lampa had the puck for a moment. Now it's sent back out through center. Cole Knuble in hot pursuit as the captain, Christian Berger, beats him to it in the corner. Oh, Landon Slager, Irish captain, took it away. It's held in by Michael Mastrodomenico, who shoots from the blue line. And then Maddox Fleming backhands it down around for Notre Dame. Here's Brady Bjork, gets into the lineup for just the 8th time this season for Notre Dame. He's got the puck again. Fleming works on it as it goes down low. No Jaden Davis, no Drew Bavaro for the Irish. Both suspended for a game after a fight late in Game 2 at Ohio State. And the Irish will have to account for certainly the loss of Drew Bavaro, one of their best defensemen this weekend.
Jake Boltman drawing back into the lineup. That'll certainly help. And a good shift here by the 4th line. And you mentioned Brady Bjork. Yeah, he hasn't been in the lineup a lot, but when he's in there, he's played very well.
Here's Janiev with a shot that Bischel saves and stops play. I stand corrected, by the way. Brady Bjork's first game of the season, 13th of his career. As we get a look at Jeff Jackson, who coached his older brother, Anders Bjork, a few years ago, who went off to the NHL soon thereafter. But what he's done here in South Bend just continues to notch more wins in the belt, over 400 now in his 19 years in South Bend.
Yeah, and he thinks this team is capable of maybe a little bit more than what their record actually says. He said he likes his team. He's not crazy about the discipline. In fact, he pointed out that the last couple of games, last couple of series, against Wisconsin, a late penalty cost them in the 2-1 loss, Game 1. And then their first game at Ohio State, a late penalty cost them also. So watch for this team to be, you know, a little more careful about taking penalties, especially in the offensive zone.
Before that win against Ohio State, they had lost 6 of 8. This is an important stretch in their season now. Just 10 regular season games to go. They're off next week before they reload again and come back for a very important series against Michigan State, who's the #3 team in the pairwise right now. So a chance to, I think, Steve, really let it all hang out this weekend, knowing you've got some extra rest coming up.
Well, you hit it right on the head. I think this weekend sets up the rest of the schedule because they get a bye the next week. So if you get 2 big wins, you can kind of enjoy yourself, still work hard. And then Michigan State, who are one of the big surprises in the Big Ten this year, you've got them at your barn and an opportunity to, you know, maybe make some noise in the Big Ten.
Penn State's got to be looking at it similarly. They still have Ohio State on the schedule 4 times the rest of the way. A team Notre Dame's beat up on this year with 3 wins. They're looking at this weekend. If they can come out of it with a couple of wins or maybe a win and a tie, who knows, that can springboard them to possibly finishing the second half strong as well.
Well, they did it last year, and as you mentioned, they came within an overtime goal of going to the Frozen Four.
Pucks in the Penn State zone, swept back the other direction, and this is too long for icing. It'll bring it back into the Nittany Lion end. We've talked about it really all of this year, but last year too, Steve, how deep the Big Ten is. Ohio State's the only team that's really had any kind of struggles this year. Look at that. I mean, you've got basically 6 of the 7 teams in the top third of the pairwise rankings right now.
Yeah, and that's the strength of the Big Ten. And I think everyone knew that going into this year. Maybe Michigan State and Wisconsin, a little bit of a surprise. You know, new coach at Wisconsin, a new attitude there. But that's why if you can win within the Big Ten, when it comes to pairwise, that's certainly going to help your standing in the standings.
Yeah, for Notre Dame, there's no more games against Ohio State as Justin Janicke is onto the puck. He's run off of it as the puck trickles into the corner.
Oh, watch this.
Oh, loose puck for Henry Nelson, who shoots. And Grannon makes his first big stop of the night.
Henry Nelson picked up his first collegiate point. He had an assist on the Slaggert goal against Ohio State, and he gets an opportunity here. Watch Janicke. He had fallen down earlier. The puck just came to him. Unfortunately, he didn't have the wheels to get away from the defender. And then Henry Nelson picked up that errant pass, tried to go high on the goaltender Grandin, who made the stop, and more importantly, got the whistle. There you see Henry Nelson being talked to by Brock Nelson, a former Irish defenseman himself. And Jeff Jackson went out of his way to point out that he really liked the way that Henry Nelson's been playing of late.
Yeah, scored his first career point last weekend against Ohio State. It's good to see him get back on the score sheet. His brother Danny now back in the lineup with the Irish after playing in the World Junior Championships, winning gold for Team USA. 2 of them have had both good very first seasons on this campus.
And Danny Nelson used to be a defenseman at one point, and I just think the fact that he was so gifted offensively, a coach at some point decided to put him up front, and it's worked out. I mean, not only the confidence of winning the gold medal, the World Juniors. Oh, that was a big hit there by Boltman, right at mid-ice. But not only the confidence of winning a gold medal, what he's done as a freshman, even in the face-off circle, well over 50% in the face-off time. And Henry Nelson continues to grow each and every game.
And there's Danny, 58% on face-offs, also 69 shots on goal. Yeah, look at the numbers right there. He's fourth.
And I might have said Henry Nelson. I meant Danny Nelson in the face-off department.
Okay, here's the line to watch tonight as Bischel gloves one that did appear to be going just wide. This is the third line for Penn State that's on the ice right now. Just saw Reese Laback, but he's out there with Aiden Fink, who you talked about in the open, Steve, and then Matt DeMarsico. This is a really talented freshman line. Freshmen this year for Penn State have accounted for 30% of scoring, and a big reason why is this trio. They've been so good this year for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, the highest scoring line for Penn State this year, and there's no lack of confidence with these youngsters, and it starts with Aiden Fink, who we talked to. Just a breath of fresh air. His dad was a football player at University of Regina.
Yeah.
And he just seems to love being part of the college experience.
Here's Danny Nelson, Irish freshman, jams on the brakes, drops it off for Boltman, puck's loose, and Nelson cleans it up. Notre Dame has the opening goal.
I like the mindset here from Danny Nelson. He makes the cross-ice pass to the far defenseman, but then he heads to the net. And an ugly rebound from Gannon. One he'd certainly have to like to have back. There's the pass, cross-ice on the back end, but he gets on his horse, gets to the net, and good things happen when you get to that blue paint. Watch Grannon, maybe overslides. That might have been deflected in front of him, but still, you can't lose your crease like that. You can't be sliding almost to the goal line. That's what happens to Grannon. And that's kind of a gift for Danny Nelson. Gives them the 1-0 lead.
Don't want to pick on the goaltenders too much this weekend for Penn State. You know that they're fighting it. They're trying their absolute hardest all year, Steve. But that's just been, I think, Penn State's season summed up in a highlight. The goaltending has just not been nearly as good as it's been over the past few years. And last year, Soulier, he set records for Penn State. His save percentage is below that of Grannon's this year.
Yeah.
And you just saw the rebound allowed. That's not been what we've seen over the last couple of years. It's really hurt them this year.
Yeah, and to your point, the save percentage, they're in the bottom 5 in the entire NCAA. Penn State 64th and an 863. There's Soulier, who you mentioned, who last year, a great goaltender for Penn State, and he just lost it this year. He's lost his confidence, and sometimes you need a reset. You need to sit back and watch, and this is an opportunity for him to possibly regain his game. But so far, it has not been a good season for either of these netminers.
Offsetting minors at the end of that last whistle. Bucco has to sit, and so does Henry Nelson. So it's 4-on-4 right now as Bischel fights off a wrister.
Yeah, Bucco took that extra shot, and Ryan Bischel not happy about it.
Here is Danny Janiev. 5'5" as the puck is sent through the slot and ricochets back for Landon Slaggert, and Janiev goes off. Slaggert will carry it out. Irish captain takes it into the offensive zone. 15 goals coming into the weekend, just 4 behind the lead in the country. As Laback takes his time to enter the offensive end. Good hip check by Mastrodomenico, who takes him out, and the puck is sent all the way back into the Nittany Lions zone.
Tony, that's an old-fashioned hip check right there. You don't see it as much in today's game, but Mastrodomenico timed it perfectly, and a real good hip check right on the half boards.
How many of those did you lay in your day?
A few, yeah. But it was, guys weren't quite as fast, a little easier back in the day.
Hunter Strand didn't miss connecting with Justin Janicke by much. Then Janicke lost his stick. Fortunately for Notre Dame, Strand is able to skate back for it. Now he tries to gain the line. He's run off the puck by Fink. Oh, wow. Strand carries it around 3 Nittany Lions skaters, then has it taken away by Fink. Here comes Fink into the offensive end. Leads the Nittany Lions in scoring. Second in the Big Ten as a freshman with 27 points, just one behind the conference lead. Just an outstanding start to his collegiate career.
It really has been. And, you know, head coach Guy Godowski talked about the fact that he brings a mentality to this team.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, a tenacity, I think, more than anything.
Bishel has to fight one off that time from Christian Sarlo. He's had a couple of good looks at the net here early on.
Shots 9-2 unofficially for Penn State. So, you know, to your point, you know, just 2 shots for the Fighting Irish, but they have a goal.
Ryan Kerwin, junior forward, walks in. His shot deflected towards Bishel. Able to get to it again. Then it rolls around the wall, held in and driven right behind the net. Bishel's going to use his blocker to smother it. And some more pushing and shoving after the play.
Well, Michael Mastrodomenico, watch him time this on Laubach. Perfectly timed, hip on hip. He sends Laubach down, but, you know, give Laubach a lot of credit. He got up, he got the puck, and he made a play. There you see Michael Mastrodomenico's numbers on the year, 1 goal, 5 assists. And with Drew Bavaro out, his offense is going to be a little more important. Drew Bavaro just out the 1 game.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the power play, it'll be Mastrodomenico getting some of those important minutes.
It's a good point. Bavaro, 5 goals, 9 assists this year. We saw Michael Mastrodomenico score his first career goal a couple weeks ago. He does look like in this sophomore season, Steve, just gaining a ton of confidence.
Yeah. And Jeff Jackson talked about that a few weeks ago, and he sees it. You know, they were expecting maybe a little more offense from him, and he'll get an opportunity if we do get a Penn State penalty to see Mastrodomenico on one of those power play units.
You can see right now, our score bug is reflecting what's in the building, which is incorrect. I looked at the clock and I said, Steve, hold on. There's not a minute left. And something happened with the clock reset. Yeah. And you can see, look at the bottom here, it's going to hard reset to 110, and that's why they had to go back and reset it. So now they got it sorted out, and they dropped the puck. Bucco, this is a transfer from Vermont, grad transfer in Bucco, who's really provided a punch for Penn State as it's cleared out to center. He scored 20 points this year, was a captain at Vermont, joins Penn State for his graduate season. It's been a great addition as Janiev skates in, shoots. There is an opportunity in front as Tyler Paquette just sent it wide. Now Brennan Ali is sprung free. Here comes the freshman. Great work that time by Tanner Palisic to pick the stick up at the end.
Wow, not many guys can catch Brennan Ali full stride, and Palisic did. It was a great lift of the stick right at the last second.
Big collision between Seedham then and Paquette at the end of the play. Already very physical between these two teams 10 minutes in.
Well, you mentioned Bucco providing some punch, and that's exactly what he does. I mean, he plays in your face, he gets to the front of the net, he's physical there. He is a very tough guy to watch and to defend, especially when you're in tight around your own blue paint.
Guy Godowski, we talked to him earlier this week.
A penalty, sorry.
Very good.
Grant Silanoff hit from behind. And it could be a boarding penalty. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully for the Irish, it's just a 2-minute minor.
So Silanoff is going to go off.
Notre Dame number 9, 2 minutes for boarding.
Yeah, boarding is the call, and we should be heading to commercial.
We will. 1 goal on the scoreboard. Irish have the 1-0 lead thanks to Danny Nelson. The freshman has his 5th of the season. There's a look at Penn State head coach Guy Godowski, 12th year at Penn State. Man, what they have built out there in Hockey Valley, as they call it, is just unbelievable, Steve. Over 200 wins now, almost made the Frozen Four last year. He's so fun to talk to every time we get a chance. One of the best coaches in college hockey.
Yeah, and I think his players really like playing for him too. And the fact that they're allowed to be creative. We talked about their run and gun style. And you know what? He protected his goalies too. He said, yeah, you know, maybe we're not getting the big saves, but some of that's on our team too. Yeah. And he said, we give up some high danger chances that we shouldn't be giving up. And I know they normally outshoot their opponents, but he said, some of the shots we give up are just too high danger.
Well, and now he can see his power play go to work here. His power play on the season's right around 20%, but in Big Ten play has not been as sharp. Just 5 for 42, 12% as they shoot towards net that time. Waback tracks it down. Hayden Fink being worked on by Mastrodomenico, cleared towards the line. Palisic couldn't hold it in. Landon Slaggert's after it, and then back checking forward is Dylan Gratton.
Mastrodomenico being physical again and separating man from puck. That was part of the reason Slaggert could get it down the ice.
It's played behind the net. Bischel tried to get a stick on it. Trevor Janicke trying to clear. Pucks towards the line, and it does come out.
I like the fact that Trevor Janicke came down really deep to help out his defenseman. You know, when you're a penalty killing or forward, sometimes you're worried about the opposition defenseman. He came way down, almost to the goal line, to retrieve that puck and get it out.
Ryan Seedham. It's a big hit. Irish defenseman, grad transfer from Harvard, as it comes out to the line for Jimmy Dowd. His head up, shoots. Bischel makes the save. Christian Sarlo's there, taking his time. Centers for the slot. Bischel with a kick save.
What a stop that is. Kerwin, one of the best shooters in NCAA hockey, gets stoned.
Another one doesn't get through. Dowd is there to collect it with half a minute to go. Across it comes for Berger. He winds it up. Seedham got a piece. Pluzinski, wow, fed it through his legs so it could be cleared by Nelson.
Nice play by Pluzinski, who sometimes gets overlooked on the back end. You know, he doesn't score a lot of goals, doesn't get a lot of assists, but he blocks a ton of shots, and smart little plays like that make him a team favorite.
5 seconds left on this opening power play of the game. This team skated 4-on-4 earlier. First true 5-on-4, and the Irish have killed it. Penalty kill much better this year for Notre Dame. Above 82% coming in as Justin Janicke skates into the offensive end for the Irish. Dropped it back for Strand, who carried it out to center, and the Irish have to retreat. Justin Janicke sends it out for Boltman, hopped over his stick, and again, they have to retreat and tag up. Jared Crespo. DeMarsico, there's a chance for Bucco, looking for the rebound. Bischel did enough to get across in time. Bucco averaging over a point per game through his last 14. 15 points in his last 14 games for Penn State.
Well, how about this? 22.5% shooting percentage, which is off the charts. He's got 9 goals on 40 shots.
He's already got career highs in goals and points. Season still got double-digit games remaining after an impressive career at Vermont, in which he played 109 games, scored 50 points. So less than a point every 2 games in his career at Vermont. Tells you what you can do if you join this Penn State system and buy into it. Bucco's done an outstanding job here in his 5th graduate season as the puck goes out of play.
Well, he's been a great shooter. Ryan Kerwin has been a great shooter too, and there's Bucco. And he said that this system really fits his style, and he attributes that more than anything to the fact that he's got 9 goals in 20 games. Never had 9 goals in any season at Vermont the 4 previous years. Never had as many points. And the fact that he's a big body, willing to pay the price, he's getting rewarded for doing that.
We had a chance to talk to him before the game. Great conversation. We're talking to Guy Gadowski, head coach, earlier in the week, too. He said a big reason why they brought him over was because Kevin Wall, former forward, scored a ton of points for Penn State in his time. Last year was his final year with the team. They were friends. They played in high school, played in juniors, so he kind of gave a recommendation to Guy Gadowski, vouched for him. It's about as good of a recommendation as you can get. So they said, come on over, and it's worked out, I think, for both Penn State and for Bucco.
Yeah, and then he talked to a teammate of his at Vermont, Oscar Eladio. That name might be familiar, a longtime goaltender at Penn State. He said nothing but great things about the program. So as far as Jock went, he said it was a no-brainer to come here for my graduate season.
Yeah, Audio, of course, had a great career here. Peyton Jones, great goaltender with Penn State. It's been a young hockey team. It's just the 12th season, but had all kinds of success. Plenty of big-time names at this point have come through the program as Trevor Janicke has the puck in the offensive end. Irish right now. How about this? Penn State right now outshooting Notre Dame 16-2. But the Irish have the 1-0 lead.
It's the great equalizer, Tony, goaltending, and Penn State knows it better than anyone.
Here's Dick on his way in. Puck's loose towards the top of the paint. Swept out as Dowd comes down to drive it back in.
Great defensive play by Danny Nelson, the centerman. He slid down. That was a 2-on-1 right in front of the net. Well-timed slide.
Nelson's got the goal, and now a big defensive breakup as well, playing a good first period. Again, one goal just a few weeks back with Team USA as Trevor Janicke clears it out to center. Ali is checked by Dowd and has to go back to the bench as both teams make a change.
Jimmy Dowd showing some good strength there. He's listed at 5'9", only 161 pounds. Brendan Ali, pretty solid on his skates, but he got rocked there with a big hit from Dowd.
Freshman line is out there for Penn State. Justin Janicke able to gather a puck that was in his skate. Both teams have their listed third lines on the ice battling right now. Grant Silanoff comes away with it, cycles it down low for Strand. Fink able to get it towards the line. Helliwell takes it back. Ryan Helliwell into the lineup for the Irish, playing just his 8th game of the season for Notre Dame. It's a guy that played a good amount his first 2 years. This is his 75th career game. Has just not been able to crack the starting lineup as often this season. Bjork lets it go through for Fleming. His shot deflects up high and out of play.
Well, this fourth line has had some pretty good puck possession time inside of Penn State zone. And when they have had it, they've been getting it to the net. And you know, any coach will tell you there's a good look at that fourth line. Ryan Carpenter, who gets it in. You know, Bjork does a real good job sealing the wall, and then Fleming, the shot towards the net. That's exactly what you want to see. Get pucks deep, get pucks back, and then get them to the net. And that fourth line, as a result, gets to stay out there. I take that back. Fourth line is off the ice. That is a Cole Knuble line.
They earned an opportunity for the second line to jump out there. That's your job as the fourth line anyways, right?
That's right. Get a face-off in the opposition end.
Get the big boys out there as Moynihan goes to work. Featured him in the open. Notre Dame 4-1 when Patrick Moynihan scores a goal. The puck is chipped into the Irish zone. This is going to be icing. Thought we had a good conversation with Notre Dame head coach Jeff Jackson about Patrick Moynihan. And just, he feels this year, he's a guy that came over, graduate season as well for him. Had a really impressive career with 4 years at Providence, 37 goals. Consistency's been the issue for him.
Yeah, he said at one point he dropped him to the third line. He thought that was a wake-up call for Patrick. And he said, I love him as a player, but sometimes he needs a kick in the pants. And it's the intensity. And it's funny, he said that when he plays with intensity, his hands are better, his vision's better, his overall game is better. I think that's true of most players. But he says when he finds that hot button, he is a really, really good player for them.
They need him as Bischel lost his stick as he tried to play that puck behind the net. And then it actually got in the way of that feed. Important clearance for Notre Dame as they do get it through center, and Bischel can retrieve his stick. Pucks up against the wall. There's Cole Knuble, had a 4-goal weekend a couple weekends ago in the sweep against Augustana. Ryan Seedham has it for Notre Dame in his own end.
Cole Knuble had a hat trick in one of those games against Augustana. A youngster who had 30 goals with the Fargo Force last year in the USHL. It was in 57 games.
I think interestingly too, he was paired up with Landon Slaggert and Patrick Moynihan because Danny Nelson had to go off to play World Juniors. They've kept that line intact.
Yeah, good point.
As Bischel gloves this one. Now they're listed as the second line. You can bicker over who's the top line, who's the second line, but in the end, the line that was listed as the top line is still intact now for a few weekends in a row.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the end of the night, the time on ice for those three guys, Knuble, Slaggert, Moynihan, they probably would lead all the forwards out there.
Yeah.
And there's a good look at Cole Knuble, who as a freshman done a real good job. I know the goals haven't been there for him, but other parts of the game, doing a real good job.
This puck's driven around. So the clock is under 2 minutes now. Shots still 17-3 in favor of Penn State. Irish have the lone goal thanks to Danny Nelson. Palisic drops it off for Fink. Wow, good move by Fink to get towards net. Gets his own rebound, swept it through the paint, and then a penalty is coming.
Yeah, Fink created that penalty. Just love his patience with the puck. He kind of passed it to himself. You know, little soft pass forward to himself. He slips around a player.
Notre Dame minor penalty number 12, 2 minutes for hooking.
Hooking's the call on Henry Nelson. But he gets in behind and as a result has to get hooked. Henry Nelson with the hook. There's a little move right there. And Nelson gets beat and you see the hook. Henry, Danny came back too. His stick got in there also. And you see what Fink was trying to do, bank it off of Ryan Bischel. He missed there, but Henry Nelson in the penalty box. And Penn State back to the power play. The first power play I thought looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shooting power play, and I think as a coach, that's what you like to see.
Again, on the year, they average almost 40 shots per game, 39.5. Irish this year also allowing right around 33.5. They've allowed more shots this year than normal in past seasons, usually holding opponents right around 30, even below. So on pace for about 60 tonight, the way this one's going, and a chance to go back on the power play.
Jeff Jackson would tell you that the shots against, maybe part of that, especially earlier in the year, were all the freshmen that were in the lineup. There were nights where there were 8 and 9 freshmen, true freshmen, in the lineup. So, you know, sometimes it's tough when you've got youngsters learning new systems, you know, learning college life, and that's what happens.
And now you're at the point of the year where they're not really freshmen anymore as Fink fires a shot, never got through, and the Irish can clear with ease. These freshmen on both sides of the ice now have over 20 games of experience under their belt as Laback fires it for the opposite corner. Mastrodomenico drives it off the wall. This has been a good kill for Notre Dame, have not let Penn State get anything set up in the offensive end.
Trevor Janicke using his legs there to create some space for himself and help get the puck out.
DeMarsico sets it up with 20 seconds left. Fink works his way down, shoots, deflected up high and out of play.
Well, Fink has got a laser.
Yeah.
We talked to him about his dad. His dad played college football at the University of Regina, and we asked him what position he was. He said a quarterback.
Yeah.
He says he's got a dad bod now, though, which I thought was pretty funny. I can relate to that. Derek Fink was his dad, and you can tell he loves life, but he loves the game of hockey. He loves the college life. And he went out of his way to say that Ryan Kerwin has really helped mentor him and helped him with his confidence at the college level.
Yeah, he's 19 points in his last 12 games as this puck is loose and fired over the bar by DeMarsico. Didn't miss by much. Now Nelson can spring Trevor Janicke. Here he comes in the final seconds, and he scores! Shorthanded for Notre Dame.
Well, that hurts on a couple of different fronts. It's shorthanded. There's less than a second to go. And Notre Dame hasn't had a shot in a while. I mean, the fourth line was out there and got a shot, but they dodge a bullet there. That shot just over the crossbar. And then heads up play by Danny Nelson. Gets it to Trevor Janicke in stride, and that's a great shot. I mean, up over the blocker. And Grannon not happy, Penn State not happy. We got a lot of happy fans here at the Compton Family Ice Arena.
What a period of hockey. Penn State, we'll see if they update the numbers. Shots 19-4 in favor of the Nittany Lions, and the Irish have a 2-0 lead. And they score in the final second of the period. Wow. During the intermission, get a chance to hear more from the Irish head coach, Jeff Jackson, about his time here in South Bend. And also, we'll break down the first 20 minutes, show you some of the highlights, and break down the stat sheet as well. It was 1-0 for 19 minutes and 59 seconds. And then, with 6/10 to go, Trevor Janicke, the fifth-year senior, lights the lamp for the 7th time this year. Another fun night inside the Compton Family Ice Arena, certainly for Irish fans. Their team is up 2-0 after one period of play. We welcome you Back inside our broadcast booth alongside Steve Conroy, Tony Simeone. Happy that you're with us, Steve. That was a hockey period because one team outshot the other by more than 13 shots, and yet they somehow trail 2-0.
And that's the beauty of hockey, you know, really, is the goaltending can mean so much in a game, and obviously it has in this game. Ryan Bischel, flawless down at one end, and the other end, you know, you feel for Grandin too, because, you know, redirected puck, and he makes a save on, he gets out of position, they score. So that's hockey, but still 40 minutes to go, so lots of hockey left.
Let's look at how we got to this point in the contest. It really was all Penn State as far as shot volume early, but ultimately Notre Dame would break through first thanks to Danny Nelson.
Yeah, I like the button hook there. He finds the open defenseman, but more importantly, he heads to the net. And watch the redirection here. Right at the last second, Grandin makes a great save, but he's out of position now. And a wide open cage for Danny Nelson. He makes it count. And then shorthanded with less than a second to go. Yeah, that's Trevor Janicke. A pass from Danny Nelson. A high one that I think Grandin would like to have back. That made it 2-0 late. And we talked about the play of Ryan Bischel. Let's not forget some of these saves were $10. I mean, this was early in the hockey game. Genev right on the doorstep. Not sure where it is. Hunter Strand helps him out picking up the rebound. Watch these cat-like reflexes. The great glove save there. And then again, from close range, right in front, kicking out that left pad, making it look real easy, and through some traffic. He's so good at tracking pucks, and the awareness there to open up his legs to make sure that it doesn't get banked off the back of his leg and in the net. Ryan Bischel, that was a masterclass in goaltending.
All right, obviously shot volume in favor of Penn State, but they have nothing to show for it. They have a few seconds left on the power play to start the second. What do they need to do to get the next goal?
Well, they need to get second and third opportunities because for the most part, you know, Ryan Bischel sees a puck, he's going to stop it. If there's a rebound there, though, that's when you can maybe get an opportunity to put one behind him. But if he sees it, so you need to get traffic, but if he sees it, he's going to stop it.
Well, we'll see what happens in the second period. After 20 minutes tonight, Notre Dame's got a 2-0 lead. The fans here firing pucks at the net, too. Oh,
nothing but.
And they made it. Get her a free flight. Almost time for the second period in South Bend. Tony Simeone, Steve Conroy on a frigid Friday night, but it's warm enough inside. We've seen some good hockey in the first period. Notre Dame has a 2-0 advantage. They scored in the final second of the opening period to really, I think, make life difficult for Penn State here going into the second. Trevor Janicke gets his 7th goal of the year. It's a 5th-year senior, Steve, who's, you know, maybe early in the year wasn't scoring at the rate that we knew he was capable of. And he's really come on here the last couple weekends. If he scores like this, this adds a new dynamic, I think, to Notre Dame's offensive attack.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that he was maybe a little snake bitten early. He hit a bunch of posts, a bunch of crossbars, but he stuck with it. And I'll never forget what Jeff Jackson said about him last year. He said, listen, he's a strong kid, but he plays in confrontational areas, and that's one of the keys to his game. He makes plays under pressures, but he wins a lot of board battles, and that helps out that line an awful lot. Now, I know he's scored a shorthanded goal, and he's a big part of the penalty kill, but when you're in a 5-on-5 situation and you're winning the boards, that really helps your team win.
He saw 15 goals 2 years ago. Other than that, that's his only double-digit goal-scoring season. He seems like he could get there this year, now just 3 goals away. He's a 5th-year guy. His younger brother Justin's on the team. His dad Curtis played here in the early 90s. He's putting together now a really impressive 5th campaign as the Irish do well to kill the final seconds off that power play. And now Cole Knuble carries into the offensive end. See how Penn State responds here in period number 2.
Well, if I'm Penn State, I'm like, guys, we don't have to change too much. I mean, maybe get some second and third opportunities, maybe a little more traffic.
Bucco didn't miss by much.
He can fire a puck. There's a number of guys on this team, whether it's Kerwin or Fink or Bucco. These guys have NHL shots.
Bucco again, the transfer from Vermont. That puck's taken away by Fink behind the net. Then he and Mastrodomenico get tied up. Puck's cleared out towards the line, but not out. And Fink can chase after it again as Bischel beats him to it. Plays it well.
Yeah.
Long feed for Brennan Ali. Skates in 1-on-3. Tried to pirouette to his backhand. Waiting for reinforcements to join him off the bench. There's Trevor Janicke. Takes it away, sends it down low for Nelson. This is listed as the top line. Nelson with Janicke and Ali. Out it comes for Jake Boltman. That shot never got through.
I think Ali deflected it, but he deflected it a little too well. He basically stopped it. I love Boltman there, though, sliding across the blue line, and that pass from Danny Nelson. That's tough to defend.
The Lions have numbers this time as Simon Mack carries into the offensive end. Junior defenseman.
Garnered high praise from his head coach, Guy Godowski. He said he's always had the offense, and he sees a big improvement in his defense this year. Number 4, probably their best defenseman.
He raved about his skating ability. Said he's a smooth skater, but also powerful. That's a nice combination to have.
Yeah. And that's the new NHL. That's the new NCAA. You know, whether it's Cale Makar or, you know, listed a number of other defensemen who can skate like the wind and just get the puck out of danger. And that's what these types of defensemen can do. They're not overly big, but they can move. And they can move the puck.
Irish carry into the offensive end. This is Hunter Strand. Tried to feed it, intercepted that time by Ryan Kerwin. He's on the move now. Kerwin had it broken up by Paul Fisher of Notre Dame. Swats it off of his stick, and then it is driven all the way back around. Lampa from a wide angle tried to center it for Kerwin. Went all the way across where Dylan Gratton could retrieve it at the line. Drove it all the way around, and it comes back out to center ice.
That's what happens when a goalie plays as well as Ryan Bischel is. You start to get in the head of the opposition, and instead of taking the shot, you're looking for the perfect play. And I thought Lampa maybe should have shot it himself, but he decided to pass it, and the pass gets broken up.
Fisher behind the net, drives it, held in by Janiev. No, whiffed on it as he tried to hold it in, and then Gratton can come back for it.
If Janiev looks small on TV, it's because he is. He's only 5'5". They list him at 5'5". I think he's 5'4".
I've seen it listed, yeah, 5'5", 5'4".
160 pounds. But he's not afraid out there. And that's the thing I love about him. And there he is. And yeah, he comes up to shoulder length on most guys. And you pointed this out.
Yes.
Take it away, Tony.
This is a great note from John Hanna, the sports information director at Penn State. You see Janiev, he wears number 13. The guy that wore 13 before him on Penn State, Nikita Pavlichev, who was 6'8", often listed as the largest player, tallest player in college hockey. Janiev's listed as the shortest in college hockey. I should have double-checked with John. I'm just going to assume that it's the case that when the tallest player with number 13 at Penn State left, Janiev said, if I'm going to be the shortest, give me 13. And that picture, great work by our graphics team, Johnny McDermott, Derek Coleman putting that together. He jumped off the page last year. He's jumped off the page tonight, and unfortunately for Penn State, a penalty on that last faceoff. Only took a second off the clock when they called the penalty.
Yeah, that looks like it's Tyler Paquette in the penalty box. So it's the Fighting Irish to the power play.
They get him for hooking. And now a huge opportunity for the Irish. Patrick Moynihan gets it across for Strand. Grannon makes an important save.
Yeah, that was an important save, and it's a good one too. Made himself big.
Wow, puck was moving, came out to seat him across from Moynihan, and again, Grannon may have gotten a piece.
Yep, fought it off, got it with that left shoulder.
Puck's moving well, though, for the Irish as Knuble circles out front. Sends it for Strand. Backhands for Moynihan. He'll patiently wait along the wall. Intercepted that time. Good work by the captain, Christian Berger. Flipped it up out of play, and that'll allow them to make a change.
It's a good first power play, though. You spend 46 seconds in the opposition zone. It started with a face-off win by Cole Knuble. Some good passes, and you get a couple of shots, and you know, ultimately that's what you want. You want 4 shots on the power play. They got 2 in the first 46 seconds. Let's see what power play unit number 2 can do. Now they're huddling up here. I think maybe it went off of a Fighting Irish player.
Yeah, good call.
So it's going to come outside the blue line. Good job by the referees and the linesmen. Let's get together. Let's get it right. Did I see something that maybe you guys didn't see? He got it outside the blue line.
Faceoff's pretty even tonight, 11-9 in favor of Notre Dame. They came in at 54%, top 10 in the country in that number. Penn State, not bad, right around 50% coming into the weekend. And the Irish have the edge so far by a few tonight. Trying to set the power play with 50 seconds left. Nelson, who had the first goal, had it for a moment. Then Bucco takes it away. Not going to take any chances. Backhands it deep and goes off to change. There's Henry Nelson. Puts on the speed as he carries into the offensive end. Crespo banks it off the wall and out.
Henry Nelson getting an opportunity on that second unit power play. Not looking out of place. Showing some good speed there down that left side.
You can see the numbers for both. They'd like to be better on both sides of this operation right now. Penn State's penalty kill just around 76%. Irish clipping just a touch above 17. A few seconds to go. Penn State on their way to a kill as Mack stretches one looking for Lampa just out of his reach. Bischel will play it, and the teams are back to even strength. That felt like an important penalty kill for Penn State. You could not afford to go down 3 early on here in the second.
Yeah, real important. Couple of big saves by Grandin too. Early in the power play, the Irish had a couple of looks, and Grandin was there.
There's Michael Mastrodomenico. Stops up to get a shot through traffic. Deflects towards the corner. Silinov's there, trying to feed for Strand. Ali gathered the puck. Going to get a clean one on net, and Lampa will do enough to get it out. Xander Lampa, his dad Brent, played at Notre Dame in the early 90s as this shot goes over the crossbar. Sure, Brent's having a good time watching Xander play on his old campus.
Yeah, 4 years, 91 through 95. I think Andy Slaggert might have been on that team.
I'm sure Andy knows him.
Yeah. Andy Slaggert, of course, the assistant coach with the Fighting Irish.
Big collision between Ali and Berger that time. They both look all right as play continues.
There's Ali delivering the hit. Love the way that kid plays.
Irish can go 3-on-2 if they hustle. Here's Bjork. He shoots, didn't get through. Carpenter's there, cycles it down low for Bjork. He tried to center one for Maddox Fleming. Puck then landed on top of the back of the net. Bjork then plays it back for Fleming. Sends it back through Bjork. He can shoot the puck, didn't get through.
It's fourth line again doing what they do best, getting pucks deep, getting them back, and really creating a lot of chaos in Penn State zone.
I think some great shifts tonight for Brady Bjork, a guy who's seen the ice for the first time all season. You have to be worried about rust coming into a game like this against a high-octane team like Penn State. He's looked really sharp throughout the night.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. You know, they don't get out there on a regular basis, whether it's because of penalties or power plays, but they've looked very effective.
Moynihan's shot towards Grandin with the Irish captain Landon Slaggert bearing down. Ricochets towards the corner. Penn State looking for a way out. They will via Carson Dick. Jake Boltman runs him off the puck, and Penn State's changing behind the play.
I mentioned Brady Bjork, his first game. Rylan Halliwell's only played, this is his 8th game this year.
Yeah.
And he's been very good out there too. They're going with 7 defensemen, so maybe he doesn't get a regular shift, but he's been effective when he's been on the ice.
Yeah, again, if you're just joining us, Drew Bavaro, veteran defenseman for the Irish, out, as well as Jaden Davis for fighting at the end of the game against Ohio State last weekend, as Fink backhands one towards net. So the freshman line out there for Penn State. This one ricochets all the way back into the Nittany Lion zone.
Deemed that it went off of one of the Nittany Lion players. That's why it wasn't icing.
Ali shoots. Grandin able to do enough to make the save. Despite some maybe early struggles, Grandin's made some really impressive stops here in the second.
Well, you know, you go back to that first period, he wasn't getting a lot of shots. And sometimes that hurts a goaltender who's trying to come in and get into a rhythm. You want to feel the puck, you want to get into the game. And you know, second shot, well, actually it was the first shot that he gave up the rebound. The second shot goes in the net, and all of a sudden you're on your heels. Now, he has come out in the second period. He's let it roll off his back, which all good goaltenders do, and he's made some really big stops. That was a good stop because that could have been a juicy rebound. He made sure he gloved it. There was nothing, no loose change around the blue paint. So Well, good for him to rebound so far in a big way.
He's already appeared in more games this year than he did all of last year, as Bischel makes a save and then Lampa goes colliding into the net.
Ryan Kerwin giving the other defenseman a rough ride in the corner. That was Master Domenico, and they come together again. This has been a sneaky physical game. Right? And you see Ryan Seedham there. And you know what? It wasn't Ryan Seedham. I thought maybe he took the legs out of the Penn State player. He just lost his balance. He's trying to throw some snow, trying to throw on the brakes, loses his balance and goes down himself.
Bucco's out for the faceoff here. Going up against Hunter Strand. Irish win it again. Seedham up towards center. Good work by Berger. Dislodges it from Silanoff and now can carry into the offensive end. Fires a shot that Bischel saves, but the rebound rolls towards the corner.
Real good job by Berger.
He's got it again. Looking to feed Bucco. It's broken up.
Berger name might be familiar. His two brothers played, one at Princeton, one at Penn State. And they both played under Guy Godowski. Of course, Guy Godowski was at Princeton prior to getting to Penn State.
That's right. His brother Chase was a captain as well. Ooh. Second all-time in games played at Penn State as Bjork intercepts. Here's Brady Bjork, sends it across for Fleming, and Grannon makes the save.
Real good back check there. That was Crespo, the defenseman, who just tied up the stick of Fleming.
Christian Sarlo throws the brakes on behind the net, being worked on by Pluzinski and now Nelson. As Kerwin gets to it, whiffed on a feed. Henry Nelson takes it away, sends it all the way across, looking for a streaking Tyler Carpenter. He lays a check on Jimmy Dowd as they collide near the Penn State bench.
Hear the referees yelling move it. They don't want any kind of a stoppage in play, and they play on.
And they get their wish.
They want to beat the snow tonight, Tony.
Yeah, not gonna be fun getting out of here. As Dowiak shoots, loose rebound, and Penn State is on the board. Dylan Lugris in front of the net, cuts the deficit in half.
Well, that scrum along the boards where there was no whistle allowed Penn State to get it deep. Now, there was a turnover in the neutral ice area. Now, here's the scrum. You can hear the referee saying, play on, so they do play on. Now, Notre Dame, they end up getting the puck, and Henry Nelson throws it up the middle. It gets picked off, and then the quick transition. And unfortunately, a rebound comes off the pad, maybe the glove of Ryan Bischel. Yeah, it's the glove. And Lugris, right place, right time, gets them to within one.
Well, it was announced earlier this week that Dylan Lugris, along with Ryan Bischel of Notre Dame, were both up for the Hockey Humanitarian Award. Don't let that overshadow his excellent play on the ice as well. He has been outstanding for Penn State this year and comes up with a timely goal as well as they're hunting for the game-tying goal. Dowiak has the puck. It's banked around and Fink is after it in the corner.
Yeah, they smell blood right now.
Intercepted by Landon Slaggert. Irish can clear it out of their own zone. Lugris gets his 7th goal of the season. The junior only had 1 point in his last 11 games. Comes alive at the right time as Gratton sends it towards Bischel. He won't take any chances with this. He'll glove it down and stop play. Penn State finally on the board here in game 1. Dylan Lugris cleaning up a rebound, and it's a 1-goal game. Penn State's back within 1 thanks to the 7th goal of the year from Dylan Lugris. Mentioned it before the break, but he's been in the headlines the last couple days because of what he's done to organize this event that they're going to host again. We're going to have a great feature on it during intermission. Really recommend you stick around and watch it. They're going to play sled hockey against the state college team in their 2nd year. Last year they played a sled hockey team, who, for those that might not be familiar, Steve, it's for disabled hockey players. You see it maybe in the Paralympics. Penn State played against them last year. They're going to play against them again on February 3rd. They raised close to $20,000, over $20,000, I should say, for that program. It's an amazing event, and that's why he's up for the Hockey Humanitarian Award this year. What he and the team have done has just been outstanding at Penn State.
Yeah, and what Guy Godowski told us was it was totally his idea. You know, he came to me and says, wouldn't it be great if we could play these guys, you know, in the roar zone and in front of the fans? And Guy said, yeah, right. Well, you know, make it happen. Well, Dylan went out and made it happen.
Yeah.
And like you said, over 20,000 raised, and it sounds like it's going to be a yearly event for that hockey team.
It's a great feature again at intermission coming up, courtesy of Penn State. Brian Tripp, their radio broadcaster, interviewed Dylan about it. Just remarkable how they run every element, right? They're the PA, they're the ushers, and they handle all the in-venue operation. Then they also play against the Coyotes as the team, the sled hockey team.
And
Just
that's
an awesome
tough,
event.
because I played sled hockey against the Wounded Warriors back in Chicago, and my shoulders were on fire for the next week. I mean, it is a workout, and it's all upper body.
Justin Janicke's on his way in. Flex out wide. Hunter Strand has it for the Irish. Now Silanoff skates in, shoots, and Brandon makes the stop.
Hunter Strand making some real good plays, real good hockey plays. I mean, you know, you got to have a lot of confidence when you're, and look at that, picking it out of the air. But a lot of confidence when you're stick handling in a tight area. And that's what Hunter Strand has done tonight.
Puck's back into the Irish zone with 6.5 minutes left.
Strand with another nice move behind the net. He's feeling it today.
Shots now in favor of Penn State, 25-9. The fact that they're limiting Notre Dame to just 9 shots through what's now, gosh, 34 minutes of play, that's impressive. As Lugris has a chance, Grandin shuts him down, rebounds loose in the paint, no whistle yet, and it's carried out of harm's way.
And Grandin kicked one out right at the last second. And a big hit on Pluzinski. It was Lampa, and Pluzinski was in a little bit of pain. He was doubled over at the Penn State bench.
Boltman spikes it off the wall, back into the Nittany Lions zone, trying to catch the Irish in a change. Dane Dowiak shoots. Ooh, Bischel didn't glove it cleanly. Had to fight it off as it rolls into the corner. Kanuba will carry it out for Notre Dame. Had it knocked off his stick. Penn State gives it right back, and Maddox Fleming scores! Takes advantage of a giveaway, and it's 3-1 Notre Dame.
Well, this fourth line's had a lot of good shifts in the offensive zone. They did get scored on their last time out, but they get that back in a big way. Cole Knuble still on the ice. He loses the puck, but it ends up on the stick of Maddox Fleming, and that's a shot. Not sure that Grandin was screened. Did that get redirected? Maybe changed direction a little bit. But regardless, maybe we'll see it from this angle. The shot looks like it just beats his glove cleanly. That's a big goal for the Irish. With Penn State coming on after getting with win 1, the Irish lead by 2.
It looked like the puck was coming out of the zone, and then I think it was Dowiak. Maybe tried to chip a pass that stayed in the zone. As a result, the Irish take advantage, take some wind out of the Nittany Lions' sails. Ryan Seedham, good work at the line, carries in, shoots, missed it wide. Mastrodomenico then tees one up. That goes all the way around, and Danny Nelson's there. The Irish hungry for a fourth as Mastrodomenico shoots, and this one's gloved to stop play.
Grandin, who had played so well through most of this second period, and I can't really blame him there. That might have got redirected. Maddox Fleming has got a shot.
Yeah.
He put it up over the glove, and it came through his stick. Not too sure whether it got clipped by the stick or not. But Grandin played in the U.S. National Training Development Team for a couple of years. Landon Slaggert was there, his teammate for 2 years, as was Geniev. So he knows Landon Slaggert very, very well.
Talk tonight, Steve, about how much production Penn State has gotten from freshmen for good reason. They've got the talented freshman line with Fink, the second leading point scorer in the entire Big Ten. How about Notre Dame tonight, though? 2 freshmen have scored goals. Danny Nelson, now Maddox Fleming. They've really come on strong. You talked about Knuble the last couple of weekends looking more like himself. As Grattan shoots, deflected wide towards Fink.
He tried to play it from his skate to his stick. Couldn't quite get it there, but he stuck with it. And really, that battle mentality along the boards.
Silanoff won't take any chances. Lofts it into the Penn State zone. Grannon comes out to play it towards the Irish bench. I think he was hoping to catch them with a too many men call.
Yeah, if he hits one of those white players coming off the ice, it is too many men.
This puck is tipped into the Penn State zone. Wow, what a feed. Knuble on the doorstep. Couldn't knock it home. Slaggert, though, is going to draw a penalty.
Knuble was trying to beat Grannon glove side. Grannon got a piece of it. He went wide off the boards, and that's where Slaggert tried to pick it up. He gets hooked or tripped.
Penn State minor penalty number 11, 2 minutes for tripping.
Tripping's the call. And so we will see another Irish power play. That's Kerwin in the box. Here's the shot, just off the tip of the glove. Yeah, and then Kerwin realized Slaggert was going to get to the puck first, so he puts the little hook on the trip. And that gives the Irish the man advantage.
One-timer from Moynihan right off the power play face-off. Goes wide. Driven off the wall. Syndham tried to hold it in. Couldn't. Now Dick almost had a chance to spring Dowiak. It's taken back by the Irish and now swept once again the length of the ice.
Yeah, Dick was just trying to, he realized he couldn't skate to the puck, so he dove, tried to pass it, poke it. And Dowiak would have had a breakaway.
So the Irish tried to set it up again. This time it's the captain, Landon Slaggert. Gives it off to Strand. And good work by the Nittany Lions again. They quickly sweep it down the ice.
Well, the penalty kill's been aggressive. Penn State selectively aggressive. When they see you bobbling the puck, maybe you're back to the play, they're going to jump you. And when they put pressure on you, they force some turnovers.
Race for the puck in the corner. It's at a stalemate right now. There we go. Nelson's got it. Over to his brother Henry. Now Moynihan holds, shoots. Ooh, Grannon had to kick it out. Backhanded around. Mack has time and space, and he can send it 200 feet the other way.
Not much going on for the power play for the Irish. They won that early draw. They tried the one-timer. I believe ended up missing the net.
Ooh, Nelson was looking for a streaking Justin Janicke. Hopped over his stick, then Trevor gets to it. And now Slaggert comes down with 10 seconds left on the power play. Paul Fisher, oh, great block that time. Alex Servagno did well to get in the shooting lane. Blocks the shot, it rolls to the corner, and now the power play is expired with a minute and now 35 seconds to go. Dick sends it up to the neutral zone. Kerwin for Servagno, who will drive it in on Bischel.
Yeah, Servagno had the assist on that Lugris goal earlier, and you're right, that was a great block. That's just, you know, bailing out your team, sacrificing your body in a big-time block late in the penalty kill.
There's a feed towards the middle. Lampa's there. As Penn State looks for a way out of their own end, they will chip it through center. It's worth mentioning, Penn State has 10 wins this year. In half of those, 5, they've trailed at the midway point of the game or later. So they're in familiar territory right now. They've done this before. Figure that last penalty kill, it's the second time this period they've killed one off when down 2, although the Irish are hunting for that 3-goal lead. And once again, Grannon makes a timely save on a shot from Knuble.
Yeah, that was well positioned by Grannon. He read that pass. He was waiting for that shot from Cole Knuble. And you're right, 5 of 10 wins when trailing more than halfway through the second period. That's very impressive. They're the comeback kids.
Imagine there won't be much panic in the locker room, but certainly a sense of urgency when they come out to start the third, as Fleming with a pep in his step after scoring the 3rd goal. Looking for the puck behind the net. 15 seconds left. Grattan's going to take his time. Lays it off for Dowd. Across for Bucco. One more time for Paquette. His shot deflects up and out of play with 4.6 left. Get some personnel on here to try to run a quick play off the offensive zone face-off for Penn State.
Oh, that's plenty of time. 4.6 seconds. You can win it. You can maybe make a couple of passes, but ultimately you want to get it to the net. You know, you mentioned the comebacks, and just 2 weeks ago against Army, they were down 6-2, late second period. Kerwin gets a natural hat trick to get him to 6. They ended up winning the game 7-6 in regulation. The biggest comeback in Penn State history.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're capable of doing it. Only down by a couple.
Wow, shot off the face-off. Why not? Goes wide. Palisic drives it around, and that does end the second 20 minutes. Same margin we had after the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, but a better period for the Penn State Nittany Lions. They attacked with control. I thought a better period, too, for their goaltender, Grannon. Still down by a couple, but plenty of hockey to go.
During the intermission, we'll have a chance to talk about that second annual Penn State Sled Hockey Classic. And we'll also get a chance to chat with Trevor Janicke about his goal that has helped the Irish jump out to this 3-1 lead after 2. It was 2-0 after 1 period. Penn State would trim the lead in half, but then Maddox Fleming, for the 3rd time this year, would light the lamp for Notre Dame. And it's 3-1 Irish after 2. Intermission here in South Bend, joined now by one of the goal scorers, Trevor Janicke. Trevor, 40 minutes in the book. Just what do you like so far that has you guys out in front 3-1 right now?
To be honest, I think we got a lot better in us. We've got a couple goals, but I think we're still a lot that we can do better. Like, we're not doing a good job of getting pucks behind their D. They're obviously out shooting us by a lot. So, yeah, we're ahead, but I think that's going to be a big message in the locker room this period. Is just like, we need to be. We're a much better team than what we're showing right now. I know we're up 3-1, but I think we got a lot more in us.
Trevor, I love the honesty, but I want to take you back to the first period. In fact, the end of the first period. Did you aware of how much time was left, and were you going top blocker all the way?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the puck kind of pop loose to Danny on the wall, and I just took a quick peek up at the clock, and I saw that there was 6 seconds left, and I was at like our own Big Ten sign in the zone. So I was like, if I get a chance, I know I don't have a lot, so thought I got close enough to the goalie where I could get some good wood on it, and fortunate enough to pick that far side. I mean, I wasn't picking it the whole way. I was just trying to get a shot off, and then once I knew I had a lane, I just kind of picked that spot. So,
Trevor, appreciate the time and good luck the rest of the way.
Yep. Thank you.
Just a few minutes until we start the 3rd period here in South Bend between Notre Dame and Penn State. Irish led by 2 after 1. They lead by 2 as we get set for the 3rd, and we welcome you back inside the Compton Family Ice Arena. Steve Conroy, Tony Simeone, happy that you're with us for game 1 of this 2-game weekend tilt. I think Penn State played a better second period, Steve, but the margin did not change after 20 minutes of play.
No, and in fact, they got outshot, which you just told me, which kind of surprised me because Penn State seemed to be coming on. And, you know, I think their goaltending was a little better. They were getting some more looks at Ryan Bischel. They were getting 2nd and 3rd opportunities, and that's something you're going to want to continue into this 3rd period.
Let's look at how we got here after the second period. Penn State did find their stride a little bit. They would get this lead down to 1. Some good work really here on the forecheck.
Yeah, 4th line out there, you know, a long pass by Henry Nelson gets picked off, and then it's Servano heading to the net, actually misses the rebound, and it comes right out to Lugris. So you go through the legs of Servano, Lugris, wide open net, puts it up over Ryan Bischel. Maybe a bad rebound by Bischel. That gets him to within 1, but then a turnover by Penn State. Dowiak just kind of tries to go up the middle with it, right onto the stick of Maddox Fleming. Look at the head up. Look at the bend in that stick. That's a great snapshot, right up over the glove of Grannon. That restores the 2-goal lead, and 3-1 is where we stand.
Yeah, impressive goal for Fleming, his 3rd of the year. You see the stat sheet, though, it has evened out a little bit. Was a heavy advantage in shots for Penn State. We talked about it earlier, though, Steve. They've come from behind in half their wins this year, trailing not just in the game, but late in the game. So they've been in this position before.
Yeah, they're comfortable, and they realize they've got a high-octane offense. And I think they're the kind of team, Tony, they're young, that when they get 1 goal, they get jacked, they get juiced. And, you know, it's real important that Notre Dame try to keep them off the scoreboard because, you know, I think if they get 1, Penn State, they're going to get another.
They've played some close games already this year. A pair of ties out in Penn State earlier this season. How about this? Penn State had only been to the shootout on one occasion in the last 3 seasons combined. In game 1, Notre Dame would get there late. It'd be Cole Knuble with the game winner in the shootout for the extra point, but it still goes down as a tie. Bishop would make the big stop to finish it off. And then in game 2, similar outcome. You see Fink getting loose here and scoring. It was a 2-2 tie, and Penn State would get the extra point in the shootout as well.
Yeah, and that was a power play goal that tied it late, and then this is the shootout winner by Lampa. Real nice move. And that's one thing Guy Godowski talked about this series against Notre Dame. They always seem to be close games.
See if they have a push in them here in the third. Again, if you're just joining us, it's a pivotal weekend for both of these teams. It feels like Wisconsin and Michigan State are going to probably be 1 and 2 in the conference. You're going to have a long road to go if you want to win the Big Ten championship in the conference tournament. That's your automatic way into the NCAA tournament, and you see who's at the top right here. So Notre Dame's in a good spot, but they've played more games than anybody. Penn State still got Ohio State 4 times. There's paths to get into that top 4 and get a home seed, but they were 20 and 21 respectively in the pairwise coming in, Steve.
Yeah.
And the way the Big Ten's set up, you've got so many chances to win games that can catapult you in the standings. Notre Dame has Michigan State next weekend. If they were to sweep Penn State, get a win next week against Michigan State, they can have reason to believe they'd be in the top 13 of the pairwise and be in a position to get an at-large bid at the end of the year when the NCAA tournament rolls around.
Well, Guy Godowski talked about the strength, and Jeff Jackson has too, the strength of the Big Ten. And typically their out-of-conference record is out of this world. I mean, they dominate when they play out of conference. So it's maybe, I think, the toughest conference in NCAA hockey. And that's why wins within the conference so important.
Paul Fisher hammers one, and Grannon, who maybe had a shaky first, had a really strong second for the Nittany Lions. This is the issue that Penn State's had this year. You can see how much they beat up outside of the conference, and to your point, Steve, once they had to play against a lot of the heavy hitters inside Big Ten play, as you'd expect, it's not easy.
No, but as you mentioned, and it was a good point by you, they do play Ohio State 4 times. And Ohio State, hey, listen, they're a tough team, but they have not had the season that Steve Rollick, their head coach, had hoped. And, you know, that could be a possible vaulting point for them.
And Notre Dame's picked up 3 of their conference wins against Ohio State. So when you look at it on the other side of the coin, that means they've only got teams right now left on their schedule in the top 15 of the pairwise. So it's going to be tough sledding against them the rest of the way. First things first, got to get through this weekend, though. You figure if either team could get the edge on this weekend, whether it's 2 wins, a win and a tie, they'll be the happy campers. And again, Notre Dame goes into a bye next weekend, so no reason to leave anything in the tank at the end of this 2-game set. Here's the captain, Christian Berger, sends it up ahead. And Helliwell's after it as the Nittany Lions change. Fleming being worked on by Dowiak. The freshman battle up against the wall, and it's Ryan Seedham, defenseman for Notre Dame, who skates it out of his own zone. Does well to carry it almost all the way in. Had it broken up, taken back by Sarlo. Backhands it. Bishop got a toe on it to kick it wide. Sent back into the Irish zone. Ryan Helliwell circles for it there. Here's Strand, avoids a hit. He'll carry it behind the net. Hunter Strand out for Fisher. Freshman defenseman drives one that ricochets towards the corner. Silanoff is there. It's out through center and back into the Irish zone. Fisher had to turn, which gives Paquette a chance to get on the puck first. Then they collide and both go to the ice. Silanoff into the offensive end. Lays it for Strand. His shot from an angle on Grannon is saved, and he's able to stop play.
Well, Tony, I loved our conversation with Trevor Janicke, you know, the honesty. And the first thing he started off with is we got a lot better in us. And, you know, sometimes it's hard. And I just watched Penn State, the way they defend. It's a 1-1-3. So they've got, you know, one forechecker up, another one right in behind him, and then 3 guys across the blue line. That makes it tough to get pucks in behind the defense because typically one guy's turning and getting on his horse and is first to get back there. So, oh, there's a penalty. And it looks like Jimmy Dowd might be heading to the penalty box. Brendan Ali went down. I take that back. That was Fink.
Ooh.
I think hooking's the call.
Penn State number 18, doing it for cross-checking.
Ooh. Well, that might have been out of my focal range because I saw a trip somewhere. They say Fink put a cross-check on somebody.
This is your.
Let's watch.
Now go out there.
Oh, yeah. I take that back. Yeah, I saw Ali go down. Wasn't sure how it was, but you saw the cross-check basically in the lower back, almost on the hips. And Fink plays with a little bit of an edge. I think they like that in him. But when you play with a little bit of an edge, every once in a while you'll pick up a penalty, and he sits for 2.
Well, again, Penn State finds themselves in a position where they have to kill a penalty in a 2-goal game. They've killed them all. Nobody's scored on the power play tonight, and it feels like once again they must kill this one to have hope here in the 3rd. Landon Slaggert gets to the puck in the corner for Notre Dame. Captain going to work as Moynihan drops it off for Seedham. Across for Strand. Down low it goes for Knuble. Broken up by the captain, Berger, who's had a great game for Penn State. Berger's got it again. Rolls it around for Crespo. Does well. Chip it out all the way to center.
Yeah, real good game from Berger. You know, he uses his body so effectively. Again, blocking a pass.
Slaggert was bearing down towards net. It's Berger again who breaks it up, and now they clear. Good work by the Nittany Lions on the first minute of this penalty kill.
I mentioned in the second period, they're very aggressive penalty killers. And, you know, they know when to be aggressive. You can't all the time because you get picked apart. But when they realize you're in an awkward situation, maybe a little bit of hesitation on your part, they're going to go at you.
Nelson gets tied up with Waback. They both go down, both get up. Play continues. Palisic couldn't find a clean way out. Heads towards the wall. Nelson does well to keep it in. Janicke will slide it around for his brother Justin. Here's Fisher. Across it goes. One-timer on its way from Henry Nelson. You got 2 Nelsons out there, 2 Janickes and a Fisher.
There's that wonderful brotherly connection here at Notre Dame. There's been a number of those through the years.
They've got 3 sets of brothers. Nelsons, Janickes, and Slaggerts. Of course, last year there were the 2 Grattons on the Penn State team. Dillon's still on the roster this year. As Kerwin bunts it back, Silinov's there. Penalties expired, so it's 5-on-5. And once again, Penn State, they did not come in with a stellar penalty kill. They've looked great tonight as Boltman shot is gloved by Grannon. Stops it from going wide, and they can get the right personnel on the ice.
Well, when your penalty killing is not going good, why not take a chance and be a lot more aggressive? And I think that's the game plan for the penalty kill right now. Guys, get on your toes, don't be on your heels, and if you see the other team maybe bobbling the puck, a little bit of hesitation, jump them. Go right at them. Make them be good. Make them beat you, and you know that's what they've done effectively so far with the kill in this game.
How about face-offs? It was pretty even earlier. Notre Dame's really tilted it in their favor. 23-11 right now, and they win another one. They came in at 54%, top 10 in the country. As Mastrodomenico feeds one towards the middle. Knuble got a backhand on it. Rolls around for Ali. Then Silinov loses his edge, and Geniev comes away with it. Oh, big hit by Mastrodomenico as Geniev takes a spill in front of the Irish bench.
I've seen 3 or 4 big hits by Mastrodomenico in this hockey game. He's been a physical presence on the blue line for the Irish.
Geniev goes off. I think he's okay. Knuble's got the puck. Pivots in the corner, drops it for Ali. Out for Pluzinski. Fires intentionally wide, and Knubel's there to retrieve it. DeMarsico finds Berger. Out they come. Back for DeMarsico. Hellywell's there. Had it taken away through his skates. DeMarsico's on it again with Fink lurking. So they have the freshman line out there. They've yet to strike tonight. Fink's got the puck now. Well, ricochets back into the Irish end. Brady Bjork had to tag up. Oh, a giveaway. Carpenter's got it. Lays it for Bjork. Drops it for Seedham. And he'll send it down low. Servagno for Penn State does get it out to the neutral zone. Penn State had 17 shots in the first period as the penalty's coming here. They've only got 10 shots since. They might get a chance to go on the power play here.
Oh yeah, going into it, getting into it with Maddox Fleming.
Ooh, is that Fink?
Yeah, and Fink, I did not see that. Fink is down right at the Penn State players box. The players bench. And there you see the training staff attending to him. Let's hope he's okay. Big part of the offense for the Nittany Lions. And Maddox Fleming in the penalty box.
Notre Dame number 14, 2 minutes for boarding.
Boarding the call. It's the second boarding penalty to the Irish in this hockey game. And watch right at the players bench. Fleming, yeah, as soon as you see the numbers, you gotta let up. He doesn't. Fink heads hard into the bench, the boards. And you'd have to think a huge power play here for Penn State.
Again, the power play came in this weekend right around 20% on the year, which is good. But Brian Tripp, radio broadcaster for Penn State, who did a great job on that intermission feature on the sled hockey tournament, tipped us off on their Big Ten percentage. 5 for 42, just 12% in conference play. They love their 6th as they go to work once more, trailing by 2. A pivotal power play for Penn State. Dowd sends it for Janiev, who winds it up, and Bischel just able to shrug it off.
It's a great one-timer from Janiev. That was a hot pass, too, and he got it off quickly.
Nelson able to skate it out. He's got Slaggert trailing the play. Irish going shorthanded. Mastro Domenico trying to kill some time. He's 1 against 4 right now. He has no problem just wedging this puck up against the wall. The onus is on Penn State to find a way to get it free. Wow, Mastro Domenico, outstanding work for the Irish. And now Penn State can carry out. DeMarsico down for Janiev. Kerwin's there. Power play's already half over. Palisic down for Janiev, trying to get it back to him, and it's cleared the other way. Trevor Janicke's on the move. Palisic will beat him to the puck.
It's twice now Palisic's come back hard. He's a good skating defenseman.
Bucco into the slot. Across it goes. Bischel comes out to contest the shot. It never got through that time. Off the stick of Laback. Half a minute to go. This shot from distance, ricochet just wide. Fink was bearing down. It goes past him, then Laback takes a hit as Palisic recovers in the neutral zone. Here comes Fink. Drives it around for Bucco. Cleared out to center, good work that time by Justin Janicke.
Yeah, good awareness by Janicke. Overskated the puck, knew where it was, and just turned around and swiped it down the ice.
They'll clear it again. Final seconds coming off. Fleming will exit the box, and Notre Dame does their job.
Real good kill there. One big stop by Ryan Bischel, and he placed the rebound perfectly. It was high off his shoulder, but he kind of bunted it towards the corner. Knew it would be a very non-dangerous area.
Moynihan tried to backpedal his way into the offensive zone and lost it. Paquette laid one ahead that time, looking for a streaking Sarlo. And Bischel will stop play. 10 minutes left between Notre Dame and Penn State. And the Irish are hanging on to a 2-goal lead. There's a look at last year's Big Ten Goaltender of the Year, Steve. He racked up all kinds of impressive numbers. Ryan Bischel did. Look at that. 3 of his top save performances in his career have come against Penn State. Maybe not a surprise because Penn State shoots the puck so much, but he's been masterful against them so many times. 31 more tonight.
Well, when you think about this game, he's really been the difference. Penn State came out guns a-blazing. Ryan Bischel kept his team in there, and, you know, they get a couple of goals on 5 shots. I mean, that hurts the other team, but it really inflates your team. It gives you a lot of confidence, and that's the way this team has played in front of Ryan Bischel, well, his whole career.
He was second in the country in save percentage last year at .931. Came into this weekend just 5 ticks behind that, .926. If he racks up a few more saves and doesn't let one get past him, he's probably going to wake up pretty close to .931 when tomorrow's game 2 begins. I'm sure Penn State will be happy to see Ryan Bischel not in net for Notre Dame next season.
Well, I had an opportunity to do the prospects game.
That's right.
Out of Plymouth, Michigan, USA Arena, the NTDP house, and the up-and-coming next Ryan Bischel, Nick Kempf. He might not come next year. He'd be a true freshman, and Jeff Jackson talked about it, but Nick Kempf played very, very well in the 30 minutes he played in that game.
Be curious to see where Notre Dame goes next season in goal. Of course, Jack Williams is on the roster again this year. It just has not really had a chance to see much time for good reason. Bischel's been so good.
And Jack Williams has been good when he came in.
Right.
He's come in, you know, 1 or 2 separate opportunities, and he's played very, very well.
Nittany Lions need to find one here in the next few minutes to generate some intrigue in the final moments.
Master Domenico has had a powerful game. You know, physicality and that penalty kill. He basically ate 20 seconds off the clock in behind Penn State's own net. He's done a good job shorthanded.
Somebody may have lost a skate blade.
I know, but nobody's struggling out there.
I'm looking to. Yeah, it looks like Kerwin. Kerwin's on the bench right now for Penn State. They're fasting a new blade onto his skate as play continues. Danny Nelson weaves his way through traffic, and Grandin won't take any chances. We'll stop play.
Danny Nelson's had a quiet, solid game, a goal and an assist. And there you see Kerwin, one of their big shooters. He's tied for the lead with 12 goals. But there's Danny Nelson, the true freshman. And
okay, he's got the skate back. That ever happened to you, Steve?
You know, back in the day, we did not have the pop-out blades. So, yeah, I did break a blade once, and it seemed like forever getting back to the bench. But it was a process.
Yeah.
And you know, literally, you would have to take the rivets out of your boot to get a new blade in. The whole plastic shell had to be removed, too. So, yeah, it's a helpless feeling.
To your point, it was funny. The blade was out there. Kerwin must have been near the bench to get over there without any struggles as Fink shoots and Bischel kicks it wide.
So good at placing rebounds. I talked about it earlier on the penalty kill. Shouldering it to the corner. That one just kicking it off to the corner.
Janicke trying to find a way out of his own zone. He can't. Comes out for Palisic. Sends it across. Held in by Grattan. Drives it around for Fink, who's had an active game. Has not scored despite coming into this one with 19 points in his last 12 games. As Bischel has to stop one from a wide angle off the stick that time of Lampa.
Rebound control, always really good with Ryan Bischel. And you know, that's so important, especially with a shot volume team like Penn State. They just try to shoot from everywhere, and that's fine. But when there's rebounds and you're shooting from hard angles, that's when it gets tough for defenders. And pucks that come right out front, you don't like to see that. That happens very, very rarely with Ryan Bischel between the pipes.
Less than 8 minutes to go in this one. Penn State gets an important faceoff. Here's Dowd holding, shoots, puck is loose, and Paquette's able to track it down. Out for Dowd, around for Mack, tip towards Bischel, fights it off. Good work by Boltman diving after the puck to sweep it out of harm's way. Now it's through center, Knubel's on the move with Slaggert. Cole Knubel centering for Slaggert. It's behind him and chipped out to center.
Or down the other end, Bischel made maybe his best save of the night. That was tipped by Lampa, and he makes the stop.
Ooh, he goes up high to glove this one from Mack as well. And he'll stop play.
Penn State coming on here. Ryan Bischel holding him in. Watch the shot from Mack. Watch the tip right there. And look at that reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a split-second reaction from Ryan Bischel. You watch the puck coming in on one side of your body. It ends up on the other within a fraction of a second. And he adjusts to make that stop. That is great goaltending.
He's up to 33 saves now on the game. Puck is into the Nittany Lions zone. Justin Janicke on his way in. Oh, Grandin makes the stop. And now they blow the play dead.
The referee lost sight of the puck, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm fine. And Grandin did a good job to keep that right pad on the ice because that puck lay there. And that could have been a dangerous play. Master Domenico, who mentioned a couple of times, had a real strong game. Just gets it up the ice. Justin Janicke wins the foot race, and there's the puck loose. Referee thought it was maybe under the pad. He didn't see the puck, blew the whistle. And so we have a face-off to the right of Grandin.
Off the face-off. It's Penn State. No, Strand takes it back. It's getting worked on at the line. Lugris gonna push him off the puck. And now Crespo recovers. Crespo avoids a check to his backhand, and he scores! No! They wave it off! Oh, I thought the puck was surely in, but they wave it off.
I thought it was in too, just the way it hit the post, but it kind of hit the post and hung in the air. And that's why a couple of people thought it was in.
Unbelievable effort by Crespo. Gratton's got it now. Across for Palisic. Down low. Oh, Bucco missed. Center to feed. It comes all the way out for Palisic. Penn State's buzzing now. They've pulled the goaltender behind the play. They're 6 on 5. Oh, beg your pardon. There's an extra attacker coming on.
No, I thought
I'm all over the place, Steve.
Well, so much happening. I mean, there's a ton happening, and did see the goalie come out, but there was a delayed penalty. So smart play by Penn State, and they'll have a power play here.
Notre Dame minor penalty number 8, 2 minutes for a cross check.
Justin Janicke with the cross check. And a couple of real good chances, but watch this one go off the post. And I'm sure they're going to look at this just to make sure it didn't cross the line. Master Domenico misses the hip check. Crespo comes back out front, and yeah, that goes clearly off the right post. And from that camera in behind, you see it hit the post and just kind of hang there and come right back out front. Oh, that just, you know what happened?
His back too?
It did. It hit the far shoulder. So it hit the post, came back across his body, hit his shoulder, and still stayed out.
Oh, I apologize to the Penn State fans. I thought I saw it hit the post and then hit the back of the net. Instead, it hit his back. Power play, though, for Penn State. And a chance to once again trim this to a 1-goal game. That was the best stretch they've had probably since the first period, the last maybe 2 minutes or so. An individual effort from Crespo would have been just his 2nd goal of the season. He's got the puck again right here. As they try to set up the power play. They did not have a lot of luck on the last power play. As they have trouble clearing, does Notre Dame here, and Bischel has to glove it.
Smart play by Bischel. I think Landon Slaggert was trying to make a play and then just ran out of room. And the puck ended up in no man's land, so Ryan Bischel quickly and smartly covers it up. And he realizes his team's owning the faceoff dot, really controlling that part of the game, so he's not afraid to take an extra whistle.
Bucco and Nelson going to work, and Bucco wins it. He's had a good game. DeMarsico sends it down low. While back, around for Fink. Back for DeMarsico, so they've got the freshman line out there with Bucco and Palisic. This deflects up all the way into the second level.
It's a good stick from Paul Fisher, and he's been quietly having a good game defensively. You know, he's got that, he's a big body, but he's got the long stick, a long reach, and that shot that, I mean, deflecting a shot is as good as a shot block. And it looks like they're going to pull the goaltender. I was wondering about that. So they'll have a 6-on-4 with 54 seconds to go. Now the advantage for the Irish is they can shoot the puck down the ice. They can ice it, and it's not going to be an icing call. So, and the key for Penn State, wherever the puck is, make sure there's 2, maybe 3 guys.
Again, it's the freshman line with DeMarsico, I beg your pardon, with Palisic, who's a captain, former captain and transfer from Dartmouth. You got Bucco out there, former captain and transfer from Vermont. And then the goal scorer tonight in Lugris. So you've got 5 guys that weren't on the team last year that are on the ice right now, and then Lugris, the goal scorer. There's 6-on-4 here for the next 54 seconds.
All forwards too, right? Yeah. All 6 of these guys forwards.
Palisic, the lone defenseman.
Oh, take that back.
But lots of firepower out there. Palisic will shoot. Here's Fink's shot. Bischel makes the save. Rebound was loose for a split second, and he hops on top of it.
I like the way Fink shoots this puck. He's trying to put it through the net, but I really like the way Ryan Bischel plays this. You know, he sees the shot come the whole way. He adjusts his body, takes it in the belly, and typically when you take it in the belly, not going to be a big rebound. Oh yeah, that's a great job by Ryan Bischel. He had to peer around that screen in front from Lobach. And he did. He tracked the puck, and he made the stop.
Penn State 6-on-4. Lugris chipped one just wide of the net. Puck swept towards the middle. Now it's sent the length of the ice. This is going to be wide, but again, no icing, with the Irish being shorthanded.
Wasn't wide by much, maybe 2.5 feet.
DeMarsico gains the line, sends it in for himself. With 10 seconds left on the power play, Penn State will likely stay out there 6-on-5 after it expires. Comes out for Palisic. Around it goes for Mack. His shot is saved by Bischel. Lugris is there. Back for Mack. It's now 6-on-5 as the puck goes behind for Bucco. Still 3:45 left in the game with Penn State trailing by 2. Puck goes down low. Bucco. In tight quarters, lays it off for DeMarsico. Now Palisic across for Mack. Now Fink with the puck. 11 bodies out there. A lot of traffic. Good block by Nelson. One-timer didn't get through. There's not a lot of real estate for Penn State to work with. Good stick by Landon Slaggert to break it up from Mack. Puck's along the wall, swept towards Nelson. He'll shoot 200 feet. This will be icing as Lugris will race to the puck.
Yeah, and I wonder if Notre Dame will use their timeout, because those 5 guys have been on the ice for a while. We see 6 fresh bodies come on for Penn State. They're going to have to make a decision here in the next 5 or 6 seconds. And I believe they will use that timeout because those guys are spent.
Jeff Jackson hasn't made a call yet.
Wow, might take that back.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised, just like you are, Steve.
Yeah.
As to your point, they got to get 6 fresh on 5 tired. But now he won. Does he want it now? Maybe he asked for it and didn't get it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. Oh, he's...
Notre Dame has used their team timeout.
Interesting.
I'm almost thinking that he didn't want to call the timeout. One of the players did.
Oh, interesting.
You know, I'm reading into this, and I might be totally wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wanted it. I don't know. They wouldn't have called it before the first puck drop. But regardless, we do have a timeout. Those guys do get a rest, and they'll draw a defensive play. And that's Brock Shahan showing what he wants done. Just to the right. There's Brock.
He's drawing something up here. There's plenty at stake we talked about in the national picture, Steve. All right, pairwise points always important, but in the Big Ten, we should mention, you get the top 4, you get to host that opening weekend. So for Notre Dame, with the bye next week, you got to take their 18 points with a slight grain of salt because, for instance, Michigan behind them has 4 games in hand. So these are important points for both teams this weekend. Obviously, Penn State, with a sweep, could get close and then still have the 2 games in hand and those chances against Ohio State.
Yeah, and that's, you know, the importance. And I love the way the schedule is set up. It's all Big Ten games from here on in.
Yeah.
No more other conference games. So basically 3-point games each and every night.
Guy Godowski, too, when we talked to him, said he loves the Big Ten, loves that at the end of the year, you've played an even schedule. Not every conference can do that. You've played every team 4 times, and you're going to get a true regular season winner, and you've got just the results to speak for it. Important face-off win for the Nittany Lions. Jimmy Dowd almost had it taken away by Nelson. Now it is sent ahead for Landon Slaggart. Here's the Irish captain, and he missed the empty net.
That puck went on edge right at the last second. Danny Nelson wins a draw and then a great defensive play. And here he is, hound dogging the puck again.
Okay, that could have salted away the game, you figure. Still a beating pulse for Penn State. Faint as it may be, Kerwin's right there to drive it in. Kerwin's got the puck. Sends it around for the captain, Berger. Gratton shoots, glove down by Nelson. Another swing at the empty net and another miss.
Well, I'm fine with that. You know, I don't care. Take a chance. You know, you want to whistle, you want to get on the same page, get a little bit of a breather. They will. And Danny Nelson won his last draw, and I mentioned a real big block shortly thereafter. He has had a really good game here tonight.
Another important face-off. Nelson and Bucco. They have hit the linesman as they tried to win it back. Fisher's got it. He'll try again. That's not going to do it. Goes wide. Steve, we were watching, I think during one of the intermissions. Remember, they had the guy out there at center ice. He didn't just make it from 100 feet. He put it through about a 3-inch wide disc opening. These guys can't hit the 6x4 from 200 feet. What's going on here?
I know. We used to practice that, believe it or not, with Badger Bob Johnson, an old coach of mine, of course, a longtime Wisconsin coach in Calgary. We used to practice empty net goals. And watch this.
Oh, this could be another chance. Janicke, this was tipped,
yes.
And he had center, so they can change.
Yeah, but Badger Bob would have us skate behind our own net and then within 5 feet of the goal line, fire it down the ice. Literally 195 feet into the empty net. And yeah, I think it's a good thing to practice.
Yeah.
Why not?
Less than 90 seconds left. Penn State could at least make this interesting. If they can find a goal here in the next 40 or so. As Seedham will sweep it towards the empty net. This one has a chance, and it goes in. Ryan Seedham puts the finishing touches on game 1.
Well, just his second goal of the year, but boy, that one feels good for him. You see the smile. And Notre Dame did a real good job defensively. You know, I like the 5 guys in the house. You know, you see 5 white jerseys protecting that critical real estate, and Seedham with that 200-foot seeing eye shot right in the middle of the net. I think they hit the center bar too. But yeah, they hung on. I mean, they certainly weren't trying to score a goal, but they weren't really giving up a lot of great chances. And pretty solid defense there from the Fighting Irish.
Seedham was had a great year for Notre Dame as a grad transfer from Harvard, as you said, Steve. Second goal for him has been super sound. Came into the weekend tied for 3rd on the team in points. Done a lot of it with his assist, playmaking, and now he's got goal number 2 with the Irish.
Just like his patience. You know, some guys always seem rushed. They never have enough time. Ryan Seedham just always seems to have all the time in the world and seems to make the right play at the right time, too.
Just 30 seconds left, and it appears Notre Dame's going to win and Penn State's going to lose. We'll have to check overnight, see where they shake out in the pairwise. Always interesting to see how these results affect the national rankings. But you just saw in the Big Ten, Notre Dame will get a critical 3 points, which will help them as they search for that top 4 seed. Penn State's going to have, you imagine, a real sense of urgency coming out for game 2 tomorrow. For them, it's going to be 5 losses in their last 6. One last chance for Mack. It's deflected, and that does it. Notre Dame wins game 1 against Penn State.
Well, a good victory for the Fighting Irish. Their goaltending kept them in this game early. And then as they settled down, started to play a little better defensively. Penn State came out guns a-blazing, but they just couldn't solve Ryan Bischel. And as a result, end up losing this hockey game.
In the end, Bischel, 39 saves for the netminder, and the Irish come away with the victory. For my broadcast partner, Steve Conroy, producer Derek Coleman, director Doug Thompson, and the rest of the outstanding crew in South Bend, Tony Simeone saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for Game 2.